Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and today another unboxing, and yes, it's another Phoibos. I was so impressed with this one, they're a quartz model, that as soon as the automatics came out I ordered one of those as well. I'm going to unbox it today, do a full review in a week or two, and then a comparison between the quartz and the automatic models. If that sounds of interest to you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down in that corner. Alright, without further ado, let's flip the camera and get into today's unboxing.
Okay then, let's get on with the unboxing. Looks similar to last time, Tianjin, China. We should know roughly what to expect in terms of packaging anyway. Now if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know what to expect. I'm only going to do an unboxing and initial impressions today. I think you can't really tell what a watch is like when you take it out of its packaging. For that, you really need to live with it for a while. So I'll come back to this watch. I'll wear it for a week or so. It's a diver. I think the least you can do is get a diver wet. So I'll be taking it swimming. I'll go for a bit of a swim this weekend with it. See how it gets on in the water. See if it gets on as well as this one did, the quartz. Okay, let's pop the top. Again, all looks quite familiar. Guarantee, I believe it's a 2-year warranty with these automatic models rather than the 1-year warranty that you get with the quartz. And there it is. Let the camera focus. Very nice indeed. Again, it feels really heavy. That's one of the things that I enjoyed about the quartz, a real feeling of solidity. And looks like the automatic is equally. Oops. There we go, look at that. I'll maybe get some of the packaging off of it. I chose the blue one so I could do a comparison between the dials and the bezel finishes on the two models that were as closely related to each other. That bracelet also looks pretty nice. This time a 20mm lug width looking with a bit of a taper down to 18, a little more delicate, perhaps more we'd expect from a true Submariner homage. Alright, let me pop it on pause, get some of this packaging off. Okay, so a bit of a close-up on the dial. Looks very similar to the one on the quartz model. Let's have a shot at the bezel. Yep, not too bad. I spoke to Phoibos and apparently this one comes out of the same factory as the 42mm quartz. Even though it seems very different, I'll be interested to see how many parts actually fit on both watches. The case is obviously very different. Bezel obviously different as well because this is a 40mm as opposed to the 42, and that bracelet is clearly different. Also difference on the case back with the, can we just get it, there we go, the shark logo rather than the octopus on the other one. A little bit of inconsistency from Phoibos in terms of their branding there. Yeah, again similar but different with the little etchings on the clasp. So just about as close as I can get it on the dial. And as pointed out, there is a slight gap in the font between the R, the apostrophe, and the S of divers. Not sure quite what's going on there, but I'm sure I'll be able to overlook that. So sapphire crystal, 316L stainless steel again here. A nice sunburst effect on that dial, and the bezel insert looks like a piece of quality aluminium. What's the crown? Yep, similar to the other one. The nice little P etching on there. Finishing again looks good. Nice brush finish. Yeah, the bracelet perhaps not as sharp as it could have been there. The end lengths. One thing I did notice from their press shots was that the end lengths look a little different to the 42. I'll be interested again over the course of this week to take them off and see whether they're solid, hollow or semi-solid end lengths. And there's another look at that shark on the case back there. But very nice watch for the money. Feels pretty solid, feels pretty heavy. I'll pop this on the scales over the course of the next week or so, but I suspect it's going to come in at around 150, 160 grams. Perhaps a little less than the quartz as it's a slightly smaller case overall. But so far so good again from Phoibos. Another impressive unit here they've delivered. This one 169 though, which I suspect might be a little bit expensive for a no-brander. It's pushing it up there right in amongst the Seiko SKX and the Orient Makos. Again, watches that perhaps don't have the specifications of this one. This has got a Citizen Myota movement. Again, 40 odd hour power reserve, 2100 beats per minute. Fairly standard entry level movement, so nothing there that's worse or particularly better than that as offered by Seiko or by Orient. But I'll be interested to see whether people are tempted to something with no brand heritage whatsoever for very, very similar money. Let's briefly get a side-by-side shot then with the 42mm quartz. Yeah, again, similar dials, similar bezel. Apparently the loom is a considerable improvement on the 40mm. But those end links, they just look a little bit sharper on the 42. Perhaps a retrograde step, perhaps not a step forward that you'd expect from a watch that costs a good percentage more than its little brother over here. Quite similar proportions overall. It does feel a little bit thicker on the wrist. It feels a little bit deeper because of that automatic movement. It's an extra couple of millimeters. Here you go. Sunburst even nicer, I think, on the 40 than the 42. Bracelet quality overall looking pretty good on the automatic. Very similar to the quartz. A little bit of flex, but again, nothing untoward considering the price point. And a nice brushed finish, a very consistent brushed finish on all of those links there. One thing I found with the pins on the quartz was that they were a little bit dodgy, easy to operate, but perhaps not quite the quality that I would have hoped for. But then again, considering the price, I'm sure better than the equivalent Orient or Seiko bracelet. Okay, so that's it sitting on my 7-inch wrist. I haven't sized it yet, I'm just holding it taut, but there you are, I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. Looks pretty good. As I said, it's got some depth to it. It sits maybe a little higher than some of the other divers I've got, but that's no bad thing. And there we go, a little bit further away for some perspective. As I said, quite a tall profile because of that Myota automatic movement, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I think 40mm is a sweet spot for me, so this one looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for today. Some noticeable improvements over the quartz. Definitely a better handset, much nicer indices there as well, and hopefully the loom is a considerable step up. The only thing that looks like a step back is those end links. They look nicer on the quartz model than on the auto, but so far so good. Looks like another quality value offering from Phoibos. If you're interested to see how it gets on in a full review, or you want to see the head-to-head between these two, I'm also going to try and arrange for a friend to loan me his Seiko SKX. I think that'll be a very interesting comparison here. Please feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.